The grand chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with the collective consciousness of 17 species, each more ancient than Earth's oldest civilizations. Crystalline beings floated beside methane breathers while telepathic entities observed from dimensional pockets. At the center of this cosmic assembly stood two humans looking remarkably unremarkable. Hazelkaya adjusted her worn leather jacket, her dark eyes scanning the alien tribunal with the kind of calm that came from surviving Istanbul's traffic, a trial by fire that made hostile aliens seem almost quaint. Beside her, Kevin drummed his fingers against his datapad, his expression suggesting he'd rather be anywhere else in the galaxy. The Council recognizes the petitioners from Terra, High Arbiter Velnaj announced. It's 7 eye stalks converging on the humans with what might have been contempt. You seek admission to the Galactic Concordat. This is unusual. Unusual? Hazal's lips curved into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. We've been broadcasting into space for 2 centuries. We've achieved faster-than-light travel. We've established colonies on 47 worlds. What exactly is unusual about our application? A ripple of what could only be described as condescending amusement passed through the chamber. The Zephyron delegate, a being of pure energy contained within a magnetic field, pulsed with arrogant luminescence. Your species is young, it said, its voice resonating directly in their minds. You have existed for mere thousands of years. The youngest species in this council has witnessed the birth and death of stars. You are children playing with toys you barely understand. Kevin looked up from his datapad, one eyebrow raised. Funny. These toys got us here, didn't they? Stolen technology, hissed the Creedian ambassador, its scaled form coiling with displeasure. Reverse engineered from our own crashed vessels. You are scavengers, not innovators. Hazel's jaw tightened, but her voice remained steady. We learned from what we found, yes. Just as your species undoubtedly learned from those who came before you. Or did you spring fully formed from the cosmic void with all knowledge intact? The temperature in the chamber dropped perceptibly. High Arbiter Velnaj's eye stalk stiffened. You dare speak with such insolence? Perhaps this is why humanity must be classified as a lesser species. You lack the wisdom, the patience, the evolutionary maturity to stand among us. Your lifespans are brief, your emotions volatile, your conflicts endless. The Council's decision is clear. Humanity shall be designated Class 7 lesser species, restricted from Concordat technology, barred from protected space lanes, and subject to— No! The single word from Kevin cut through the pronouncement like a blade. He stood, tucking his datapad under his arm, his expression still utterly bored. I'm sorry? Velnaz's eye stalks quivered with indignation. You heard me, no. Kevin walked forward, his footsteps echoing in the vast chamber. You want to call us lesser? Fine, but you should probably know what you're dealing with first. Hazal stepped beside him, her hand resting casually on the small device at her belt, a device that 17 ancient species had failed to identify during the mandatory security scan. Here's what you don't understand about humans, Hazal said, her voice carrying across the chamber with unexpected force. We're not special because we're old. We're special because we refuse to stop. You want to know what we've accomplished in our mere thousands of years? Kevin activated his datapad, and holographic displays erupted throughout the chamber. The assembled species watched as images cascaded before them. Humans surviving ice ages, plagues, wars, disasters that would have ended lesser species, though the irony of that phrase was not lost on the two humans. We split the atom before we left our planet, Kevin continued. We went from first flight to walking on our moon in 66 years. In the time it takes your council to convene a single session, we've gone from radio to quantum communication, from chemical rockets to antimatter drives. We built ourselves, not reverse engineered, actually engineered from theoretical physics. Impossible, breathed the Etherian observer. No species develops that rapidly. We do, Hazal said simply. Because we have to. Do you know what our homeworld is like? It's a death trap. Earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, diseases, predators. We evolved in a hell where everything wanted to kill us. So we learned to adapt, to innovate, to survive. The displays shifted, showing human settlements on hostile worlds, colonies thriving in conditions that would kill most species in the chamber within minutes. You call us emotional, Hazel continued, her voice rising with passion. Yes, we are. We feel deeply. We love fiercely. We rage against the dying of the light, and that emotion drives us to do the impossible. We've created art that can make you weep, music that can stir the soul, literature that explores the depths of existence. What have you created lately, in the past 1,000 years? Or have you been so busy being ancient that you forgot how to dream? High Arbiter Velnage's eye stalks drooped slightly. Around the chamber, the assembled species shifted uncomfortably. You call our conflicts endless, Kevin said, his voice quiet but penetrating. You're right. We fight, we argue, we disagree. But do you know what that means? It means we're not stagnant. Every conflict births new ideas. Every challenge forces us to grow. While you sit in your perfect consensus, we're evolving. Right now, in real time. Hazal pressed a button on her belt device. Throughout the chamber, alerts began flashing on alien instruments. That signal you're detecting? She said with a dangerous smile. That's 40 human ships entering the system. Not warships, though we could have brought those. These are colony vessels, science ships, trade frigates. We didn't come here begging for admission to your club. We came as a courtesy, to inform you that we're here, we're expanding, and we're not stopping. This is an act of war, the Crithian ambassador shrieked. No, Kevin corrected. War would be if we'd brought our actual fleet. This is the introduction. We're your new neighbors, and we're moving into the neighborhood whether you like it or not. The chamber erupted into chaos. Species shouted in a dozen languages. Energy fields crackled and telepathic static filled the air. High Arbiter Velnage raised a crystalline appendage for silence. When it spoke, its voice carried a new note. Something that might have been respect or possibly fear. The Council will reconsider its classification. Hazel and Kevin exchanged a glance. Hazal's smile widened. Appreciate it, she said. But honestly, keep your classification. We don't need your approval. We just wanted you to know. Humans don't ask permission to exist. We don't beg for recognition. We earn it. As they turned to leave, Kevin paused and looked back over his shoulder. Oh, and one more thing. That crashed ship you mentioned. We didn't just reverse engineer it. We improved it. The design schematics are in your systems now. Free of charge. Consider it a welcome gift from humanity. Because that's what we do. We lift others up. Even when they try to push us down. The two humans walked out of the grand chamber, leaving behind a council that had stood for millions of years, now forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Age didn't guarantee wisdom, and the youngest species in the galaxy might just be the most dangerous, not because of their weapons, but because of their unshakable belief that nothing was impossible. Behind them, High Arbiter Velnage's eye stalks swiveled toward the data streaming across its display. Human innovations, human colonies, human potential spreading across the stars like wildfire. The ancient being did something it hadn't done in millennia. It felt afraid. And somewhere on a small blue planet called Earth, billions of humans continued doing what they'd always done, surviving, thriving, and reaching for the stars with hands that refused to stop grasping, hearts that refused to stop hoping, and minds that refused to accept the word impossible. The Galactic Council had declared humans lesser. They would not make that mistake again.